The Thunder are optimistic that Westbrook will sign a proposed $200 million extension. That's on top of the $28.5 million he's set to make this year. Do you think he will sign this extension, or do you think he will wait until the offseason, become a free agent, and then potentially sign back with the Thunder?
Hit the brakes.
Okie dokie.
I want to point something out that's really clear.
Okay.
When somebody offers you that type of money, you take it.
Are you sure?
You don't think twice. You don't hesitate. You immediately sign. Whatever you're unhappy about, whatever you're considering, you do it after you sign the contract, not before. Anything in life can happen. Somebody want to offer you. You seen John Wall? He like $175 million. Like, where do I sign? You seen Steph Curry? Like, where do I sign? You know who we're not talking about enough? James Harden be getting his paper.
Oh, yeah.
Don't sleep now. He got this big Adidas deal. He just got a mega extension with the Rockets. Russell Westbrook in Vegas, working out with LeBron James, $200 million. They just acquired Paul George after losing KD. Sign.
You know what LeBron is saying to him, too? LeBron is just like, Russell, sign that extension right now. Don't come to the Lakers next year. That's my spot. That's my spot on the Lakers, okay? Because we all know that you want to go to the Lakers, but that's my spot. That's what he's telling them right now. Also, we have this from Nick Collison, Westbrook's former teammate on the Thunder, or current teammate on the Thunder. He said, quote, as good as a year as he had last year, I think there were also times where he was frustrated with us not playing as well. I think he'll embrace a guy like Paul George because he thinks it's going to make us better as a team. Can you understand why Russell Westbrook was frustrated with his Thunder teammates last year?
I can't understand because you go early in your career, you get a chance to play with James Harden, who became an MVP candidate. Mm-hmm. You play with Kevin Durant, who was this year's Finals MVP. And I mentioned the success that Russell has had. Averaging a triple-double, while it's something that's in vogue for us to talk about, it's not really good when your point guard leads the team in rebounds.
No.
That's not something that you actually want to have happen, especially when you got 6'9", 6'10", 6'11 guys that you're paying tens of millions of dollars to rebound the basketball and they're near the paint. So I understand where Collison is coming from, but also, does he have a Lifetime Achievement Award with the organization?
He should.
Like, he's been there like 15 years.
He keeps getting signed. It's one of those signs like Elton Brand to the Sixers where you're like, is he a coach or a player? Is he going to be coaching or playing? I can't really tell. Because his minutes have gone down and down and down to the point where someone's going to pull him aside and be like, Nick, you're now the assistant coach. We took your uniform. You don't have that anymore. But one thing that's interesting about this whole dynamic is I felt like last year was Russell Westbrook's revenge year. He was upset about KD leaving. We all saw that. He was like, I'm getting mine. I'm getting this triple-double. Once that became a reality, you could tell he was focused on it, and his teammates may have helped him get some rebounds. And he got his MVP. It was close with Harden, but at the end, you could tell that Russell Westbrook was going to get that MVP. So he's scratched that itch. He's checked that box. Now it's like, okay, we need to win some basketball games. Let me win some basketball games now. And when Paul George gets there, you have a very interesting theory about Paul George staying with the Thunder. Why do you think he will stay there?
Oh, he not leaving Russell.
You sure?
You see what happened when KD left Russell. Oh, man, Paul leave Russell? Oh, my goodness.
He's averaging a quadruple-double.
No question. Both California kids who found ways in their own right to succeed in small market situations. Paul did it in Indiana. He's going to now do it in OKC with Russell. I think they're going to enjoy playing with one another. I think their games are compatible. I think their competitive spirit is going to be something that's intriguing, not only for us to watch, but for other people to want to come play with them. Don't be surprised if they're not able to lure another all-star level player to come run with them in OKC.
Ooh, I like this. Who are we talking about? We got Isaiah Thomas out there potentially being a free agent. This is interesting. Let's make some news. Who could you see joining Russell Westbrook and Paul George to create a super team to challenge the Warriors? Let's go crazy.
I know Carmelo Anthony's talked a lot privately about being a member of the Cavs. Mm-hmm. Now you look at that on paper, that's not necessarily a good idea. You don't want to play behind LeBron James and come off the bench in Cleveland. You don't want to do that, Melo. I know playing in Houston, they just added CP3, your Banana Boat brother. We talked about James Harden. I understand you didn't necessarily see eye to eye with Mike D'Antoni in New York. That may look really good on paper.
But also, what
OKC.
Oh, here we go.
That would be the look for Melo. And here's another thing. I know that the Celtics have the assets to possibly lure somebody like a Boogie Cousins. I would much rather see him running with Russell and PG in OKC. So those are a couple of things I'm just throwing out there to try to put on wax.
I love that because it does seem like this Thunder team is one star away from like really getting into the top 4 in the Western Conference, hosting a playoff series, and just maybe the ball bounces well your way or someone gets injured, you could find yourself in the Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals.